on the Drew Moore links and Glenn Moore. You will see these holes. Not that they're the best of reference, but I just thought I'd share those as well for your information and for mine as well for future tournaments to come. So let's get started on this one here. Let's see what we did here. This is a par. Tip of my ball guide. Minimum distance plus 15% with a Goliath, and you can use whatever you want here. You can use a Power 1 ball if you want, Navigator, help cut down the wind for your adjustments, or you can use even a Power 2 or 3 ball for that matter. Katana some people like to use, but I always think you're setting this yellow target up close to the rough, touching the rough. You're looking at the tip of the ball guide here after you make your adjustments of 3 top and 2 right. Now you can see how the ball guide shoots down here. Looks like we're going right at the pin actually when you look at this. And then we move it over to the dark line. Looks like we're just to the left, just actually on or to the left of that dark line there. That's how I line this up. So that's how I like to line it up. Check out what your ball guide is doing on the green there and try to line it up in the same place all the time. But meanwhile, you want to make sure that yellow part of the target is touching the rough. You don't want to have it too far ahead and then have it hit the rough on the initial shot. So that's hole number 1. And I think I pretty much mentioned everything, so we'll catch you on. So you don't have to worry about the wind kind of coming across and messing up your ball any. So what I want to do here is go with a Power 3 ball. I want to go with roughly 3.5 topspin is what I actually like to go. I found that working nice, 3.5 top and 3 left spin. So you don't need quite full over power here as well. And you could see my wind was 2.8. Like if you got a 4.4 wind or something like that, you might want to back a little bit or give it one less topspin. And let's take a look at shot number 2. All right, this is shot number 2. We played this at, if you're worried about shot number 1's elevation, we played this at 0%. And again, I like using the dart. Seem to have the most success with this. I even choose this over the end bringer. See, what I do is I move the dart towards the hole, and when you're pulling the guide back, you'll see the guide jump. just before it jumps is where I want to stop my setup. So you'll see that when you're setting it up. Again, you have to check to see if you're min, mid, or max distance here with your club. As I don't have it written down here, but if you hit that same drive, you're pretty much going to be the same every time you take that shot. Perhaps mid distance. But no backspin, no side spin, just directly right at the hole and played at 0%. So that's hole 2. Alright, this is hole 3. I had a little bit of trouble with this hole, so I will show you this just what not to do. And then we'll see if we can find one what to do. I wasn't getting it far enough with my quarterback, so I figured, and with the quarterback with full curl, it's too much curl, so I figured I would try the extra mile here. And it would give me less curl, which would probably be helpful. Plus, it would put me further down the fairway on the right-hand side, which would also be helpful for the second shot. So that was my thinking here for this particular shot. And I figured, well, if I use a kingmaker, I could get enough roll to the right as well. Because this extra mile only gives about 45 or so curl, I believe. So of course you're going to go max curl, and this was played at 10% elevation. See, I did pretty much everything perfectly, but the results didn't turn out that great. So it looked to me like not enough curl. It looked to me like too much topspin. So this is the second shot, how we tried to recover. Again, we only got the razor. We don't have the Nirvana or anything that has a lot of distance here. So if you have the whatever rough iron you have, pack something that has a lot of distance. Get yourself out of trouble here. Something that would have nice topspin as well. So maybe perhaps if you have a good distance, good topspin, you could still recover from a bad drive like this. So again, we had to go full overpower here and just hope to get it somewhere before the sand trap like we did. Okay, I must have forgot to press play again, so hopefully I'm not playing this video twice. But this is the third shot. This was my recovery shot. I played this at minus 10%. And just use a short iron that you're comfortable with. I like using this one because it's got high accuracy. So basically we're just going right at the hole. You don't want to give it any backspin because it's an uphill shot. And then it'll slow down drastically here. So I believe we played this at maximum distance. And like I mentioned, minus 10%, right directly at the hole. And you can still recover with an eagle here, even though you hit a poor first shot. But again, make sure you're packing a power 3 ball with you. And there you have it. That's the way I really don't like playing the hole, but I'll show you how I like to play the hole. Once you get the first drive figured out, you can take it from there, then you'll be all set. Alright, once again, this is hole number 3. This is just the back 9. We tried to fix it up a little bit. Again, this is not a very good club to use, the rock. But I figured I would try it. Again, I didn't want the full curl of the quarterback, so I went with a rock. And again, this doesn't give you enough topspin. That's the problem with the rock. I like the fact that it's a little bit further than the quarterback. It goes about 222 yards. The quarterback is only about 218. So I like that fact, so I figured I'd give it a try. But the problem I found out with this is it just doesn't have enough topspin. So what I would do is go with the quarterback, go full topspin, line it up so it's at max, put the blue target touch in the rough, and just make sure you don't go full curl with it. Back off about a half a ball curl. And that's the ideal shot, the quarterback. And let's show you shot number 2 with this. Now this is shot number 2. The ideal way to play this particular hole with small clubs like we have is a power 4 or power 5 ball, but Again, I don't like using those, so I go with power 3. So you're going to have to use a club here that has a lot of distance. Like if you went with a power 4 or power 5 ball, you could probably get away with a sniper here. So we can't do that, so we got to go with the big dog. So what I'm trying to do with this big dog here is what you want to actually do is give it 2 back. I give it a little bit too much backspin here, but you want to give it 2 backspin. But I figured I'd have to overpower this. So that's why I give it a little bit more than 2 backspin. But normally, if you don't have to overpower this shot, just give it 2 backspin, give it about 3.5 left spin. And what you're trying to do here, you can see my placement when I kept pushing the target up further. What I'm trying to do is get the tip of the ball guide so it's touching the right hand part of that line, which is the white one. So the clear one, there's a right hand side of that clear square is where you want the tip of the ball guide to actually be. So I'll show you once again what I'm doing. I'm pushing it up so that tip of the ball guide touches the touches that right hand side of that white square on the green. First I want to give it the spin, like I mentioned, 2 backspin, about 3.5 left spin. Now I'm pushing it up, trying to get it closer. See, okay, see the tip of the ball guide? See that white roll? And you want the bounce to be just about at the fringe there. So I was also checking how much I had to overpower it when I did push it forward. So you let the target go back down, then you do your normal adjustment of minus 10%, and then you overpower it how much it showed you to overpower it when you push the target forward. If that makes any sense? I know it's a little bit difficult shot, but see, watch when we push it forward. See when we push it forward, see that red come across the screen? You'll see some red come across the screen. That's how much you have to overpower it. Like if that yellow ring is above the red. See, it looks like we have to overpower it at least 2 rings. So that's how much overpower I give it to hit the actual spot we need to be. So you make your minus 10 adjustment, then you push it down to overpower. Overpowering 2 rings, I went 2 to 3 rings here. So the top of the arrow is on the top of the blue target. Overpower at 3 rings. Again, we were out a little bit. Could have been with the adjustment down into the sand, but if you don't have to overpower it and you get your drive a little bit further, then you can sit it in the exact spot you want to be, and you can perhaps get that albatross. I did get it, so I know it works. It's just important to get a first drive. Alright, this is hole 4. Again, this is a par 3. If you want to make adjustments on this, it's played at 20% mid-distance or 1-to-1 minus 0.2. So if you got a 4.6 wind like we have here, I would adjust it at 4.4 rings. So we're going 1 backspin, and look at the red target. It's a little bit past the rough. So make sure you line it right up through the hole, a little bit past the rough here for the red target, and 4.4 is what we're doing the adjustment rings here. And you can get a cheap power 0 ball marlin here. Make sure you hit it perfect, and then you get yourself a hole-in-one. So that's it, hole number 4. We'll catch you on the 5th one. Alright, we're back for hole 5. This is a par 4, I believe. Basically, we're doing a no move. Don't even move the target whatsoever. Just let it be where it is. Especially if you're using an extra mile 7 here. Extra mile 6, I believe, is the same. You got the red target touching the rough. All you're doing is giving it max topspin here. And you're adjusting this at 10%. And just hit a straight shot, and after the shot you can check out your distance. if you want. It makes it easier for your second shot the next time you play it. Probably land around 328 yards, 325, yeah, somewhere around that range. So in that range, I would play it at mid-distance. Alright, this is the second shot. I'm hoping I played the first one here. So this here particular shot, I was double checking. This is mid distance. Played at a 2 back, 1 left, directly right at the hole. If you can set the target on the fringe, all the better. Seems to get a nice bounce from there. So again, you're lining it right up with the hole, about a half a square to a square before it. And just make sure you hit perfect with this shot. And again, you can use a power 0 ball. And there you have it. You got yourself an eagle. And we'll catch you on hole 6. Alright, welcome back, hole 6. This is basically still a work in progress here. Actually, this ain't hole 6, sorry. This is... Alright, welcome back. This is hole number 6, par 5, I believe. I've always had a particular problem with this hole. It's a hard one to get an albatross on. But it's not too bad for getting an eagle on. And go on this right-hand side here is the way to go with this particular wind. Going full top, 1 left, right down the middle. Played this plus 10%. So what I want to do is my adjustment here. 10%, and then you turn it so that the ball guide is going straight down the fairway, and then you shove it up as far as you can. I just give it a slight bit of overpower here to help it out a little bit, because if you get your drive further down, you can take a particular shot where you don't have to use a rough bump here. We got lucky, we skipped over it there. If you don't want to do any overpower there, you don't really have to. But I do it anyways. And here's shot 2. Like I mentioned, if you do overpower it and you get it far enough, you don't have to do a rough bump there. You can take and pack a Kingmaker with you. This way you can go full back, full left spin and go directly at the hole. Play it at minus 10%. This particular shot we played at minus 10% as well. But we're trying to rough bump here. Now it depends on how far your drive is. You can do a rough bump with a different club. If you happen to hit it further, either with a Goliath or something. But you want to give it about 2, 3, 4 bars to top spin with the Goliath. So what we're trying to do is give it 1 back spin, 3.5 left spin. Played this at minus 10%. We're trying to find out what to do with the guide here, basically, initially. I figured with the push of the wind here, it's going to help push it. I figured it would help push it towards the hole. So I left it a lot short of the hole to begin with here. And once again, play this at minus 10% maximum distance. I would probably pack a backbone with you, because sometimes the Goliath will push that sniper too far ahead, and you might not get the sniper to work. It might be too far ahead. So once again, you can see it still went past the hole. So next time I will just leave the ball guide short of the hole even more next time around. So give that a try if you want, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you on hole 7. Alright, we're back for hole 7. Let's take a look here. This is a par 4. We're going to go with a navigator. It helps cut down the wind here. And we're going to go full top, full left spin. And what we're trying to do here is set this up so that we got the ball guide going somewhere around the center there, favoring the right hand side a little bit. We're trying to set it up to around the 4-yard marker here, because we're going to have to shoot this into overpower a little bit. So 4-yard marker, favor the right hand side with your ball guide. We're going with 10% max distance here. So we're going to do our adjustment. Then we're going to find out how much we're going to have to overpower it. Looks like at least 1 ring here overpower. Then we're going to have to do just a slight bit of curl, outside ball, or outside target. We great balled it. Not what we wanted to do very much, but We happened to get lucky, it hung in there. And we got our yards, 355, I believe. Alright, this is shot number 2. Again, we're going with the Kingfisher here. And what are we doing here? We're going with 1 back, 1 right spin. I believe this is minimum distance plus 1 or 2. 1 back, 1 right. Get this lined up with the hole. It's kind of a glitchy ball guide here, which I really don't like. So you can see it goes into the hole with the ball guide. We pulled it back a little bit so we could kind of stay away from the glitch. And we played this at minus 10%. So minus 10%, 1 back, 1 right. Pull it back so it's away from the glitch. Line it right up with the hole and get yourself an eagle. Thanks for watching hole 7. We'll catch you on hole 8. Alright, welcome back. This is hole number 8, par 3. We missed it on the front 9 from getting 18 under because we hit a great ball, but this is the back 9. I wanted to show you a successful shot. Excuse me. So this here we played at 2 top, 1 left, 10% minimum distance. So a power 0 ball, 2 ball, 2 top, 1 left. Look at the red target touching the rough. Fringe anyways there. Pretty much the ball guide right center of cup. Once again, plus 10% minimum distance. Make sure your pull back is with the arrow going straight. Go here. Hole that's hole number 8. And we'll catch you on hole number 9. Alright. Hole vision par 5 for the St.Patrick. So let's take a look. We're going to go with top and watch the setup here. You can see what the setup is. When the ball guide is used, carry it to the right anyways. Pull over power here. That's shot 1. Alright, here's shot 2. What we're going to do here is you can go directly at the green with full top, full right, and then you're going to have to give it a fair amount of curl, or you can choose what I to do. Well, actually, you don't want to give it full top. You want to give it about 4 top spin, full right spin, and just do a normal shot with quite a bit of curl on it. I'd probably give it full curl. And but I like to go this shot here. It's a power slice shot. And I was experimenting with the top spin. I finally found out that giving a little bit of backspin is the best way to go with this shot. So see this sign actually on the fairway is what I found is the best way to go at it. Looks like we're just to the left of the sign. And you can see how much backspin we give it. Full right spin, full power slice. Sliced it. Let's see what happens. There you go. Hits the fairway some nicely in the middle there. Comes rolling down. Now if I give that a little bit more backspin the next time around, we might be okay. So there you go. You got yourself a putt for an eagle. Thanks for watching Rookie Division. Best of luck. I hope you get yourself some medals. And thanks again for watching. Take care.